Hello, today we will discuss what is happening with and around Binance. It will be a summary of what we know till today, where we will share some various potentially dubious activities from the exchange. What are the risks? To eventually answer the question, is it safe to keep our money in Binance? Okay guys, so first things first. We must note that Binance, namely CZ, is backing its words. They proceeded all the withdrawals and the USDC transfers were resumed as he told when the New York bank started operating. So it seems like everything is fine and confidence is relatively strong. Although, if you're not trading for now, I would withdraw the money either way. Remember, not your key, not your coins. As for the whole situation, the amount that was withdrawn was big, but CZ himself said it was not even in the top 5 they proceeded. Second thing is the proof of reserve, which is a tough topic to explain because on one hand we got information that auditors had backed out from providing audits for crypto exchanges, which on its own may sound suspicious and create only more questions and doubts. But they are saying that they simply can't provide good enough a document that will be a hard enough proof they could confidently say if everything is wrong or is right as it should be. Because crypto market is in terms of financials and funds structure relatively new. Of course, everything is transferred on blockchain, but the structure of funds itself and accounting is very complex. And it doesn't give a full spectrum of information how their processes works. So you have those cold wallets and other storages, and as you may guess, even auditing companies are still learning how it works. Nevertheless, I think well known by now, an on-chain data provider, Quant company, made some report about funds in the exchange. They discovered that depending on how we count loans that Binance gives, they have 97 to 101% collateral, and the data they provided to the Quant are in more than 99% accurate with what they managed to analyze. So it can be some kind of confirmation, but I don't think that is all. And the case is solved because what I'm about to tell you right now might sound really suspicious. So with that, we need to move to the United States because another concern was made about Binance US, which technically should be a complete separate entity and should be safe from anything that is happening in the main offshore company, namely Binance International in this case. So we know that it didn't happen in the case with FTX because US-based entity was affected without any limitations. So naturally, people started to look at what is happening with Binance US subsidiary, and they found out that the money are not kept there but rather transferred to another wallet. So they raised the question, is the US subsidiary a simple ghost company whose only reason for existence is to mislead the regulators so they do not pay attention to the offshore entity? They are asking this question because right now everybody is suspicious for everything and they have the right to do so. But facts are that the biggest exchange is operating as usual, they are hiring as usual, so it might be the case that everything is fine and funds are really safe. So here again, I will refer to the Twitter user Dirty Pablo Media and his Substack blog post. He describes there are a couple things. First is that the Binance US CEOs are changing, we can say very often. The first CEO, Mrs. Coley, was working there from 2019 to 2021, and after being replaced with Mr. Brooks, she basically vanished, we could say. Her social media, LinkedIn and other accounts were passive, where she didn't post anything after that, and prior to working in Binance, she was very active and we can say vocal person. So that is kind of the first thing to be suspicious. Then Mr. Brooks lasted only 4 months. But the critical point is that this Twitter user was alongside a couple other people who tracked what was happening on-chain during the withdrawal squeeze recently. And they managed to conclude that Binance US didn't have enough funds for the clients to withdraw, because Binance US wallet had to be topped up from unknown wallet which previously received money from Binance International official wallets. So that basically means, and further they show that most likely all funds are transferred to offshore entity, and as well trades are not conducted inside the jurisdiction. And indeed, the US-based company can be a simple ghost firm. Okay, but then, does this mean that we should avoid the company because of this? Because frankly, I'm not so sure, since this directly concerns only US customers and rather the whole legal side of it, not actual performance, since the trades are proceeded and funds are withdrawn. The whole regulatory process is not a straight line, since there is no clear solution on how to deal with crypto, how to approach it to be safe and yet not to limit the possibilities it gives. There is one approach which overall I like very much, and it was said by Coinbase CEO in the other exchange, who stated that the regulations should only concern centralized entities. I don't know if you agree with me, but it would be, I think, a good win-win situation. So last argument about Binance legitimacy is the Reuters and previously Forbes article about allowing fraudulent activity, where basically it says that Binance helped launder some money from a North Korean hacker group known as Lazarus. Again, still, that kind of situation happens in fully regulated banks. We got a situation from HSBC in Brazil, where they helped drug cartels launder money and evade taxes. Deutsche Bank in Germany helped some Russian oligarchs. And this kind of activity is nothing new, even in well-established, fully trusted companies. And yet we will argue that Binance let sophisticated hackers launder digital money. I don't think it was on purpose, and that it is something we should be worried about. Things we should be concerned about are, for example, the fact that we still don't know who are the shareholders of the company, and that most likely, from the evidence we just mentioned previously in this video and a couple other facts that it's just not that much time to put them in this video, Binance is commingling the client's money as the FTX did. Again, on the other hand, most likely they don't use leverage, which could be visible, for example, in a full audit report. So it can be not a huge red flag, but still it is something to consider, and it is not a good thing, we should say this way. But now, summing things up, we could compare this situation, digressly saying, to dating a pretty girl or a guy if you are a woman. Let's say you like this person a lot, you have a ton of fun, and you think of something more than just to be friends with him or her. But on the other hand, there is this kind of red flag or doubt where you think she or he doesn't tell you everything when you ask something serious and important. But hey, I don't want to spread any FUD. It would be a disaster if the Binance collapsed. On top of that, Quant published their kind of proof of reserve of Binance wallets, which can be treated as a hard proof, but it is much better than nothing. And to be honest, I myself, I'm not using Binance that much, and to try to stake or buy other coins on DEXs and other decentralized platforms as often as possible. And of course, we all understand that Binance is way more convenient, and I'm not trying to say don't use it, but if you're not using, just try other wallets. Try to be truly detached and be responsible for your own coins with your own key. So simply, we could say be decentralized, as the core message of the crypto is. And so finishing the video, I think you also should do your own diligence and look at any clues yourself. Either way, it would be cool if you guys could share some opinion in the comments. Naturally, I'm curious, what are you thinking of this? What kind of insight do you have? I personally think there is no bigger issue with Binance, but I also carefully study what others have discovered, and is there something worth paying attention to that could change the situation significantly? Okay, that is all. If you like this video, leave the thumbs up and subscribe, of course, with a bell to be notified when the next video will be published. But now, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Take care and goodbye.